What up, everybody? It's your boy, Pyro Slays Music, and today we're checking out some Spiritbox Tsunami C. I've been putting this one off for a little bit. 11 songs, 43 minutes, 38 seconds. I love the title length here. Track length, excuse me. 11 songs is perfect. Trim a little of that fat off. I love that. This dropped in March, so that's the reason I put it off for so long. There's so many albums that come out in a year, and I wasn't overtly impressed by Soft Spine, if you guys recall from that reaction a while back. It wasn't bad by any means, but it just didn't quite do it for me. And then a couple more times I heard that sucker over the span of months, and I like that shit. I like it. I'm a big fan of their last album. Really big fan of their last album. We've checked out some other stuff that I've enjoyed from them. Courtney's voice is just absolutely epic. So I'm excited to see what we kind of have in store for here. I know it's a little bit more on the mainstream side of things, and that's fine. We'll see what happens, right? But Fata Morgana is the first track. Let's get it. Okay, so I think the only negatives I have here, I wasn't a giant fan of this instrumental. I think it has more bark than it does bite, and not the good kind of bark, like not loose. I don't know. It just kind of made a lot of noise, but didn't really do much, I felt like. Now, the screams from Courtney, fantastic. I thought it was interesting that they placed her cleans so far down underneath that instrumental, almost to the point where you could barely hear the caress of her vocals. I'm not sure how I feel about this track. It's going to take a couple more listens, I'll be honest, before I fully have a decision on that. Because it went back and forth. There was parts I really liked. It's well produced. The mixing's good for the most part, besides the vocal mix, which I don't understand, like I said, why it's down so low, but probably for kind of an artistic choice because it does sound different. And some of this felt a little busy, in my opinion. But again, we'll see a couple listens what happens. But right now, we're going to put that right in the middle with a 5, but it's going to go playlist. Black Rainbow. I wanted to like this so much. Her heavy screams are great. The robotic voice, I don't know what we were thinking here. I And the instrumental so far is very just blendy, all like this metallic sound. It's super, is it compressed? Is that the right word for it? I don't know. And it almost like, I felt like it was outpacing her singing when she was in the robotic thing, and then when she was screaming, it felt like it was slower paced. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this instrumental or the robotic voice, so this one's going to be a big miss for me on the Black Rainbow. And this is about the time where we need to talk, guys. If you're a fan of Spiritbox, go support them. Go support them, and I'm going to tell you that whether I love this album or I freaking despise it. Spiritbox is awesome. I highly suggest checking them out live. They slay. Okay, they slay. I've seen them personally at Incarceration. Fan-fucking-tastic. Okay, so yeah, you can buy live ticks, merch. There's definitely different monetary steps that you could do to help support the artists that you're enjoying, besides just being a keyboard warrior in my comments. If you ain't got money laying around, don't worry. You don't have to resort to keyboard warriorness. You can just go follow them on their social medias. Or if you can't do that because you ain't got social media, which understandably so, you can share with your friends. Share the music you love with your friends. Word of mouth goes a long way. Now, let's continue this with Perfect Soul. I have not heard this track, but it looks like it may have been a single. Let's give it a whirl. Okay, so this is definitely a little bit more up my alley. Definitely a little bit more of a mainstream sound from them. And again, the instrumental is just boring the hell out of me. Just to be frank, it feels very like they're trying to just drift her voice over this, and it just doesn't seem to be lining up in my head with the instrumental hardly at all. Her vocals sound great. It's just I don't know. That's gonna go on a playlist. We're gonna see if that one grows on me. That one I definitely liked a lot more than the first two. But yeah, we'll keep it going here. Keep sweet. Alrighty, so this one, only negative thing I have to say, some of the screams I felt like didn't really flow flow right to my ears. That being said, I love the kind of pop twist to this and just the whole vibe. It's really nice. It's going in a playlist. I enjoy this track. I like the mixing. The production was really nice there too. Soft Spine, we've heard it already, but we're going to listen through regardless just to get the vibe of the whole LP. You know what I'm saying? Guys, go support Spiritbox. Oof, I love that outro there. That's a nice little slip in. Kind of sends you for a second, you know what I mean? In general, I think I like most everything about this track, even the things I dislike in taste. Like, for example, I don't know what it's called, but what they're doing with the strings is like that kind of sound in the background. I hate that shit. I hate it. I really dislike that in metalcore. I don't know. It just feels really like throws my vibe off. Maybe it's just I'm into old school metalcore more than the new shit, but it all kind of sounds the same, and it just kind of runs together in my head. That being said, even that here, I thought like it was enjoyable after a couple listens. So I'm hoping that some of the album is like that for me, but we'll see. Tsunami C.
You can tell with the armor
sea sounds. Shout out to Spiritbox for the sea sounds. Listen, this is something I think that needs to happen more, especially with metal. Rain, sea sounds. Guys, let's get creative. Let's put it into the track. You know what I mean? I know they really like lacing it on the ends. Nah. Give me a metal track with fucking rain sounds in the background. Woo! I would love to hear a Lorna Shore breakdown with some rain in the background. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds right. Anything, honestly. Like, you put rain sounds behind anything, and I'm happy. I don't know why that is, but the song, shit, what is this? It's by, I think her name was Ditto. She did the, her song's kind of sampled in the Eminem track, Stan. He's 100 why wanna bed alone. That song, put some rain sounds on that shit. I can listen to that for like 10 hours straight on repeat. Just the vibes. So yeah, that needs to happen in metal, especially with Courtney's vocals. That would have been fantastic here. A little bit of rain sounds. Doesn't even need to be everywhere. Just pattern in here and there. Like maybe I don't know. A nice rain breakdown. Maybe I should be reacting to lo-fi. A haven with two faces. Y'all, if you're enjoying the reaction, do me a solid. Hit that like, hit the subscribe if you want to join the community and have some fun. We definitely have a varied taste over here. So the gatekeeping shit, you can keep that at the door. But, I mean, other than that, I love just delving into different genres. And metal and metalcore, it's been a long relationship. And I don't see myself giving that up anytime soon unless things get really bad in the metalcore world. But, yeah, we'll see. A haven with two faces. Get it! They're just slapping water and at the end of every song. Son of a gun. Put it in the middle. Put it in the middle. Okay, so this was good. There were some spots that were, first off, it felt, I don't know how to put it, maybe it felt a little mid-ish at certain spots where I was just kind of getting bored with it. But then, like, something would change up slightly, and I was just enjoying this vibe, to be honest with you. I ain't got no hate. I thought this was really well mixed, produced, and everything. Yeah, I'm thrilled with this. I think it's a good track. It's a good track. It's going in the playlist. Let's put it in there right meow. And then No Loss, No Love. Okay, so while I did state in a couple of those early songs, like some of the mixing and stuff did feel a little odd and maybe like kind of a swing and a miss experimentally, this right here was a really good example of them kind of like just branching out and trying some different stuff here and there, and I really, really loved it. Like I liked it a lot. Now, do I want every song to sound like this? No, but this is a great like mix-up sound, especially when it kind of halts and then she hits that like talking kind of almost spoken wordish type thing going on there. That was a cool little mix up, and then the dub drop thing, that was dope. So like this one was a swing and a hit in my opinion, in a good way. Like this is a banger, right to a playlist immediately. Crystal Roses, let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. This is another track I'm really happy with. And I gotta say, there's some interesting vibes here. While it's its own thing for sure, some of the vocals with effects, which first of all, putting a vocal filter on Courtney's voice feels like a sin right off the rip. Like what? Pick one of the 3 guys in the band, have one of those guys do that part, because it's a vocal filter. You don't need to sound pretty. It's also kind of punk. Anyways, they're not punk, but still. Where was I going with this rant? Shit. I liked it. It reminded me of, so 2 of my sisters, my oldest sisters, my parents adopted them from Russia. Okay. And when they came over here to the States, they brought back a few possessions. One of the possessions they brought back from Russia, technically Kazakhstan, was a cassette of a band called Tattoo. And it was completely in Russian, but it was kind of had this techno vibe going through it. Fantastic album, by the way. And that was actually all the things she said. The first time I ever heard that was in Russian. Funny, and I heard it like years later at a Cedar Point in English, and I was like, "What the fuck?" But anyways, that was tangent. We're tangenting. I had that vibe going on here, and if you haven't listened to Tattoo, go listen to that out. Go listen to them. They're fantastic. Especially if it has you like this little techno vibe that was going on in here, and that vocal filter. Again, it just kind of gave me a brief, like, oh man, I forgot about Tattoo. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen to some Tattoo. This is good. We're putting in a playlist. I liked everything about this. Again, I do feel that they should have had the guy doing it instead of Courtney, but that's just because, again, blasphemy. Putting a filter. Blasphemy, I say. Ride the Wave.
If this sentence is right, why does my body interfere?
Okay. All right. Quit adding waves at the end now, guys. All right. Somehow you're gonna make that generic. Golly. Deep End, last track. I'm trying to decide where this album falls. And while I do that during this song, I would appreciate you guys dropping your personal ratings down in the comments, whether they be based, fanboyish, 10 out of 10 type thing, you know what I mean? Whatever. I want to see your opinions. Also, favorite song, worst song. For me, I got to say Black Rainbow is the worst one so far. And the best one, I don't know. No Loss, No Love kind of freaking smacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of smacked. There's some good ones in here. I like Tsunami C as well. If I want a little more vibe. Definitely some sounds on here I wasn't a huge fan of, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and hit Deep End, and we'll give our full thoughts here at the end. Okay, so great song, playlist, love the vibe, love the vibe. So coming from the beginning of the album, this was interesting because we haven't had an album, I don't know if quite like this, where I was kind of disliking things in the beginning and then it kind of curveball towards the end, and in my opinion, kind of saved itself. The um, there's just some stuff that really clashed for me in the first like 5 songs or so, and funny enough, a lot of that disappeared as we entered this kind of more pop-esque style rock metal type thing going on, almost that Sleep Tokenish vibe, if you will. Kind of just, it's good. It's good. I like it, and not that I want Spiritbox to go soft, which I think they didn't, because they sprinkled in the heavy bits, which I absolutely loved, by the way. I think the production and mixing are good, especially towards the end of the album. Like I said, there were some choices in the beginning, first couple tracks or whatever that I wasn't a giant fan of, and the metal chorus tracks with the strings, that sound drove me nuts. It just all kind of had a samey feel, and then as we kind of caught into this end, like I said, there's just this really vibe. I was digging the theme. Yeah, there was a lot of C sounds, especially at the beginning and end. I wish there was a little bit of something in the middle because I just felt that was kind of odd. But the this might not be a perfect album by any means, and there's some stuff I really, really dig here, but also a lot of it is just like, it's okay, you know. I think there's better vibey albums in metalcore probably, or in metal in general. Still, this has got some great tracks, and while I might not return to this album and listen to it as a whole again, I think there's probably like 5 to 6 tracks that come off of this that go into constant rotation and to be, put into my playlist everywhere. And maybe a few more than that even. We're going to give this album another listen, because I do that with all my reviewed albums, just to make sure I'm being fair. So there's always that chance things change. And if you're curious about that and you're dreading what my brain will do after another listen, you can look on albumoftheyear.org, and actually the link's right down in the description, and you can go over there and you can see all my ratings, and I adjust them as I'm listening and to get the final rating. It's very hard to give a rating right off the rip as you're reacting to something brand new that you haven't heard before. All you can give is your opinions on what you like and what you dislike from the thoughts. And then you guys get to go, what the hell? What the damn hell? So I'm thinking that I don't think this album is okay. I think it is good. I think we're going to go with a flat 6, rate it on the edge there, right on the cusp for me personally. I could see this going up a little bit after a couple listens too, like maybe like a 6, 2, or 3. But also, if the metalcore bits annoy me more, there is that potential for it to fall maybe down in that okay spot. Regardless, not a bad album. Shout out to Spiritbox. Just because I didn't care for some of the directional stuff, again, most likely that is just opinions, right? Just my personal taste. No big deal. I would see Spiritbox in a heartbeat again live. Damn, were they just smacked. It was such a fun show. And I'm glad they didn't soften things up here too. Like they did in certain ways, but they made sure to slip in that heaviness to let you know, like, hey, we're not just going full poppy here. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think in general, like a lot of metalcore that I'm having issues with nowadays, they all kind of rely really heavily on that scrapey, metallic sound, and it all kind of just blends together for me and doesn't really sound great either. I don't know. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I'm Pyro Slays Music. I hope you appreciated the reaction, and until next time, have a wonderful day.